Fantasy Intervention. Now here to intervene with your fantasy life, Stephie Smalls and Chase Vernon.
What is going on, guys? Welcome on in to another episode of Fantasy Intervention coming at your domes. Ready to rock and roll. Of course, you already heard, you're accompanied by me, Chase Vernon, and Stephie Smalls. But we have a special guest in the house. We got FF Hitman, or better known as Mike Wright from the Fantasy Footballers. What's going on, Mike? How you doing?
I don't know which one I'm better known as. But
in my house, you're Hitman.
That's, yeah.
I talk back to my TV.
Most of the time I'm Mike, but my most memorable encounter with the nickname was I was at one of the fantasy conventions and ran into Evan Silva, and I don't know if you've ever met Evan Silva. He is that dude is a character. Like, he's first off, he's gigantic. Like, you wouldn't.
Really?
We have no idea how big or small people are. I just know people's Twitter avatars. Some people are cartoon characters, for all I know, and then they have a face. But Silva is just, whenever he would talk to me, he would just, Hitman! Hey, Hitman! I'm like, oh, hey, Evan. Like, Hitman!
It'd be even weirder if I used that voice to say I am not a big person.
Yeah, at least we can get kind of like the sense, based on your voice as to how big you are. But it's kind of funny, like, listening to you guys and then seeing you guys live for the first time. Like, I never expected Andy to be that tall. I never expected you to have a beard, to be honest.
That's so funny.
Fair. I don't sound like a man with a beard?
No, I mean, you did. Like, it made sense afterwards. But at the time, like, I just had completely different images of you. So I think
it's like a thing.
Absolutely. But I didn't have a Twitter when I started listening to these guys back 3 or 4 years ago. So God, it might even be 5 by now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. I was actually telling Jason when he came on the show back a couple weeks ago, I was like, you guys are the reason why, I started this whole thing, because you guys were doing an AMA.
That's fantastic. Thank you, man. I'm glad we're inspiring people to get out there and do it.
Quarantine is why I started. So I don't have anything as nice to say, but I do listen to you guys all day long.
Well, thank you.
No, it's absolutely appreciated. We're excited to have you in today. We got a pretty fun show sheet lined up. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the quarterbacks and the tight ends, some of the rookies, and how they perform, because we, over the past 2 shows, have been covering the wide receivers and the running backs. Another thing that we wanted to cover was a little game that you guys play on the Spitballers podcast, which is one of my favorite podcasts. It probably is my favorite podcast, to be honest. But you want to give a plug real quick, Mike? Let everybody know, where to find you, what the Spitballers podcast is, what's going on.
Sure. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike from the Fantasy Footballers. We do a podcast, Fantasy Football. We're redraft, talk a little dynasty, but we are year long. Like the intervention here that's happening. A bunch of psychotics doing year-long fantasy football. But here we are. So the Fantasy Footballers, wherever you listen to podcasts, and we do the Spitballers. But I'm gonna plug my new what's the right term? My new thing. If you're following me on Twitter, I'm getting into the Dungeons and Dragons. I've embraced full nerd. It's taken over my life. So at Dragoneers Game, if you want to follow any of that Dungeons and Dragons ridiculousness as we figure it out.
This is totally up Corey and Cooter's alley.
Got some D&D people?
These. I feel like that would be their thing. Maybe I'm just being judgy, but
we're starting up something called the gaming circle. So essentially, the gaming circle consists of 2 people that are hooking up their video game sets and whatnot. So she's definitely being a little judgy, but it's all right because they probably are into it, to be honest.
Well, I went on the Twitch. I downloaded the Twitch so I could watch Saquon play.
The Twitch?
So I'm on the Twitch doing my thing. And then I went on and I watched Corey and Cooter play. What do they play? Warzone, where they jump out and everyone lands? I don't know.
The Twitch. That's how my pops talks about the Facebook.
Right, yeah. So I'm like one of those cool girls that talks football, but then that's where it ends. Okay, so everything else is not that cool.
After the football, you turn into a 67-year-old grandfather.
Yeah. Brother, mother, depends on the day. Yeah, I'm on there watching. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on, but I think you guys are doing pretty bad right now. And they're like, Steph, shut up. You have literally no idea what's happening. But so that's all I know about the Twitch. Been done.
The Twitch.
All
I
right.
heard you talking about it the other day on your show. You're talking about how somebody didn't have a sword when they thought they had a sword. What happened with that?
That might have been the fault of a Coors Light or two, but he forgot that he had rolled without a sword. And so, long story short,
Sounds like
he punched a dude right in the balls and then split the guy in half because it's an imagination world that we are living in.
just on Twitter.
Oh,
How I do. I imaginary punch people in the balls all day long on Twitter.
Oh man. So if you guys are out there, make sure you guys hit a retweet for us. Make sure you guys tell your friends. We're on the show over here with Mike Wright from the Fantasy Footballers because we're about to kick this episode off. But before we do, I have to promote what we have going on at the store. Steph, do you know what we have over there at the store right now? Do you know what we have?
Oh, I know. I'm just sick of hearing about it. So you can go ahead, do your spiel.
Oh, it's amazing. We have pins.
What are we selling?
We have pins.
Pins.
We got pins. We got
also
fantasy intervention pins, and they're so cool.
Coors Light.
We got
I'm not
stickers.
drinking the Coors Light. I'd rather die.
Oh, cool. You thought I was judging you about Dungeons and Dragons. Let me tell you.
No. That
Coors
was not
Light,
me.
really. I'm like,
That was not me.
good. I'm glad.
Oh, that's upside down. We got stickers, but the most important thing is that we have pins, guys. We have pins. So head over to fantasyintervention.com.
Is that the Kool-Aid Man? What is
It
happening?
was.
What
Yeah.
show am I on right now? What is
So-
happening?
Oh,
We
wow,
have-
we're cool.
Yeah. Welcome to
You
our
didn't
cult.
know? We already
So-
initiated Jason.
We decided to create a logo, right? Where it was, hey, we're in an intervention, so come join our
Okay.
circle, right? Come sit around. We're going to intervene with your fantasy football life, and we're going to make sure that you don't make the same dumb mistakes that we've made in the past, right? Because we've been doing it
Okay.
all. We've made experiences. So we started saying, join our circle. And when we first started taking off, like about a month ago or so, we had a ton of people take notice, but it wasn't always good notice. So we started saying people started saying, hey, you know what other things circles revolve around and stuff like that. So we got started calling a cult essentially. And so we just took it and ran with it. So we made a Kool-Aid sticker. Come drink the Kool-Aid and join our circle.
I thought you were saying that you created the Kool-Aid Man because you're.
Oh, no.
Come drink the Kool-Aid.
Come drink the Kool-Aid. And I guess my computer is not liking me today. I guess I got too much stuff going on. So hopefully I stay in focus for at least part of it.
It's very retro what's going on with your bandwidth right now.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. I need to get a new computer. It's been fun. But let's go ahead and let's kick off this show and talk a little bit about some of these gaps between the rookie quarterbacks. All right?
Okay.
At least the ones that had a chance to play. We got Burrow, we got Tagovailoa, we've got Herbert, we got Hurts. So when you're sitting there and you're looking at a Mike going into 2021, whether it's redraft or dynasty, you can discuss whichever one you prefer. Which one are you leaning more towards in a sense of, I guess, wanting to draft or feeling comfortable drafting, or do you have one of these guys significantly higher than another?
So we have a big chip that needs to fall, and that big chip is Carson Wentz up in Philadelphia because that Jalen Hurts could be everything. Jalen Hurts could be nothing. We have no idea yet. What we do know, I'm trying to slide over here. We got despite really not playing very much. Hurts was a starter for 4 games, I believe. He had the 9th most rushing yards at the quarterback position, and he played essentially 4 games. And if you look at those that finished in the top 10 in rushing, there's really only one real disappointing player. It's
Okay, it's okay. Just say it. Just pull off the Band-Aid, man.
it's Daniel Jones. And look, Steph. What sucks about this is, I spent the entire offseason of 2020 explaining why Daniel Jones was set up for success. So he stabbed me in the heart as well as I supported him, and he made me look the fool. But anyway, so the point is, redraft dynasty, we have no idea what the value of Jalen Hurts is going to be, but we know that if he is in fact the starting quarterback for a season, the value is absolutely tremendous. So I would rank him at the top. Then I would go Herbert because Herbert is fantastic, but when you're weighing Herbert versus Joe Burrow, I mean, Joe Burrow's knee got annihilated. I don't know if people realize the extent of what happened to Burrow's knee. He didn't just tear an ACL. It wasn't just, oh, it's a clean tear, he's going to be back before the. No, he got his ACL and his MCL. He might miss 2 weeks. He might be put on the PUP list and miss 6 weeks. We have no idea what the full extent of the injury was for Burrow. And guys come back at different times when they tear up their knee. It's not an A plus B always equals C situation. So Hurts at the top, Herbert, and then the other. I mean, Tua. Nah, man.
You on about Daniel Jones. Can you just say who did you have at the bottom there? Just one more time. Troy, are you listening, sir? Tua at the bottom. I love it.
Yeah, Tua's at the bottom. I know people want to, and I'm part of them. It's a rookie quarterback. I want to give him more play time. But like in Arizona, we knew that Josh Rosen wasn't the answer. We knew it right away. I watched a little bit of Dwayne Haskins, and you're like, you messed up. And it certainly feels like that with Tua right now, that you made a mistake. I'm sorry. Everyone makes mistakes in the NFL when they're drafting quarterbacks, but right now Tua looks like you picked the wrong guy. You submarined your season. You were a playoff hopeful. You get in the playoffs with Ryan Fitzpatrick and that Miami team and that defense. Who knows, man? The 2008 Cardinals made it to the freaking Super Bowl, and we're one play away from winning because crazy stuff happens in the playoffs. And you gave up your team. You sold them out so you could play Tua.
I think I'm learning my love language might be talking about Tua. Like I am so happy right now. I think that you couldn't be more accurate with Tua. I think that it's easy to look at what he did, but what did he do? He ended up doing some weird switch in and out with Fitz because they don't trust you because you're not a good quarterback. So I think that he has the potential to. Everyone wanted to compare him to Russell Wilson coming into this. The difference is Russell Wilson can get the heck out of the pocket and do what he needs to do. Tua can't do that. So I think that'll be interesting seeing what they do over there, but I'm still not bought in on him.
And you knew after year one with Russell Wilson, you went, franchise quarterback. They found one. I don't even remember. Russ was like a 4th round or 3rd round pick. I mean, they got super lucky with the draft capital, but you knew right away, like Russell's a franchise quarterback, and Tua could surprise us all, but no, it doesn't look good right now.
Yeah, it's not looking pretty for Mr. Tua.
I feel like with Tua, the biggest thing that I was looking at throughout the season was his play calling. I mean, the plays they were drawing up for him weren't really advantageous to a situation. I guess it was advantageous to a situation in keeping him healthy, keeping him on his feet, making sure he didn't get injured. But it wasn't really advantageous to him in terms of statistics and trying to figure out what they had with him. Yeah. Now, hopefully that changes moving forward, but they need offensive linemen. They need some wide receivers. I mean, with Vontae Parker as your wide receiver 1, the guy that could not break out until he got, somebody that's a gunslinger essentially.
But he did.
Yeah.
He did.
Arguably. He did. He broke out. I'm still not on Devontae Parker.
You know what I can't stand for? One more thing. I just want to have a minor moment because since we already slandered Daniel Jones, it's so funny how we talk about the play calling for Tua and Tua needs better play but like when it comes to Daniel Jones, no one gives a shit that it's Jason Garrett and the youngest O-line in the entire league. But so it's so funny that people will make excuses for someone like Tua who very much he doesn't have the mobility that Daniel Jones could have. Could he actually be given some pieces? Do I think Daniel Jones is a franchise quarterback? Not really, but how do you look at Tua and tell me that he's going to have more success than Daniel Jones? I don't buy it.
Daniel Jones is too fast. I mean, we all saw it. He's too fast for his legs.
Yeah. And what was it? Hilarious is an Eagles fan the other day trying to send me that GIF, trying to talk, do his trolling. Name an Eagles quarterback that ran 87 yards, okay? And then we will talk.
And then tripped and fell. So, so sitting there and looking at it, like, are these is Burrow, is Hurts, if he is the starter, is Herbert in a different tier from each other, or do you still have them close?
I would have Hurts top tier. Then I'll go Herbert. Burrow probably is in that tier, but it's again, I'm more concerned about the knee. I'm playing it very cautiously compared to other people. So it would be 3 separate tiers for those guys.
So
I would go Herbert over Hurts. I think.
You'd go Herbert?
I would too, to be honest with you.
Just because I think that Hurts, I think it's that I don't trust the Eagles system and they make me nervous right now. I think they're in this very break the camel back situation where if they don't do just the right things, I think that they could really do Hurts. He could end up kind of just crumbling, which would stink. He's going to end up being one of those people that his career gets ruined and he ends up like Trubisky as a QB2. So I think that I would put Hurts second just because I'm very nervous about the Eagles.
Well,
and it's a completely fair thing. We don't know what the Eagles are going to be now since they've cleaned house. And again, this has to be Carson Wentz is gone. Not they couldn't trade him. Jalen Hurts is the starter and Carson Wentz is now the backup. No, I'm not in on that then because they might make a switch. But you look at like Lamar Jackson's rookie year, he did not look like a player who was going to become Lamar Jackson, the MVP in his second year. He was winning games, but he was winning games with an atrocious completion percentage. Just looked like he was outmatched when it came to anything but running. And then he developed. He developed as a passer. And Hurts has the college production. I know his story is not the normal one. You get benched in a championship game for Tua, and then you have to change schools in disgrace. And so it's a little bit different. But rushing is so overpowered for fantasy football that if people are letting Jalen Hurts fall, if he's the starter, and they're letting him fall to that 8th, 9th round, I'm going to be happy to have 100% exposure to Jalen Hurts to start the year.
It's interesting because in my next question, I actually said, does Hurts have that ability to make the same jump that Kyler Murray made? And that's definitely in my realm of possibilities. You know, Kyler Murray, I believe, was quarterback 2 on the season, I believe?
I believe going through week 17, Josh Allen, I think, took over. If you go 17 schedule, I think Allen made the jump to number 1, then Kyler Murray. And honestly, I'm a diehard Arizona Cardinal fan, as seen here by my back wall. And I wear that on the sleeve. I try to be as impartial as I can about the players, but I don't think Kyler Murray is there yet. Kyler Murray, he is an insane level, elite level athlete, and he has this very, very strong arm, but he is not there football wise yet. He still makes so many awful decisions. He gets flustered, and then he'll make a stupid mistake because he got mad. And it's like that is not the mentality of a starting quarterback. You can't get mad that Dan Arnold didn't run the screen correctly and then just chuck the ball into the dirt and take an intentional grounding that turns into a safety for your team. And I don't know that Cliff Kingsbury has the I don't know the lead, not the leadership qualities, but just like that. Yes, just he doesn't have the way to connect with Kyler Murray. That where like Murray needs someone who is really headstrong to come in and say, "Look, I'm proven this is what you're doing wrong," instead of Cliff, who failed miserably in college with Patrick Mahomes. I don't know how that's possible, but he did.
Yeah.
And so to go from that into the NFL where you're proving yourself as a coach, you don't have that clout to come in and just kind of flex the muscles a little bit of say like, look, young man, this is what I have done, and this is why you need to do things differently. I mean, Kyler can tell Cliff, no, you suck. This is why we're doing it better because I've had way more success than you. So it's an interesting, I'm sure, dichotomy that we have no idea of those interactions on a day-to-day basis of the human level between coach and franchise player.
Shanahan would do very well with him, I think.
Shanahan fixes a lot of things.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but Murray had a lot of his scores and a lot of his fantasy points came off of that RPO at the goal line. Like he had to have close to 3, 4, 5 touchdowns, on that on the ground. I don't know the exact number, but it was a lot.
He was tremendous by the goal line. Meanwhile, Kenyon Drake was not, and they just kept running him up the middle until they finally did the play action, and Kyler Murray just goes in. You're like, Oh, weird. It worked again, Cliff. Maybe you should do that a little bit more.
I've had Aaron Jones going to Arizona since October 2019, and I think it might actually come to fruition. So we'll see what happens with that.
Stop talking about it. I don't know that. And I thought of an interesting scenario, and I'll bring it up just because you did bring that up. Is I think Gallman would actually be a really good placement over there. I think he could easily do well over there. I think that's more realistic than Aaron Jones isn't going over there. He doesn't want to hang out with Cliff.
Yeah, I've never even considered the idea of Aaron Jones. I don't know if they want to pay a running back. Aaron Jones is going to get a lot of money.
Yes, he is. But Arizona has that, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, but we just spent $10 million on Drake. I don't know. It would be fantastic for fantasy purposes because Cliff likes to give so much work to one player. So Aaron Jones would feel safe. But I see more. I don't know if I want Wayne Gallman coming up in here.
Oh God!
You're obviously you're not a big fan of the Giants. No, it's just because his name came up today. But
okay, that's. I don't think Gallman is bad. I think Gallman's a fine replacement level talent. He can come in and he can be okay.
Yeah.
In which, as a fan of Arizona, I would prefer them giving someone $3 million a year to come in and be with Chase Edmonds and do those things instead of giving Aaron Jones the $13 million a year, something like that.
Yeah, they'll probably see 12 to 13.
At least you got Larry Fitz. That guy is still. He's
I don't know. Is Larry coming back? Tell me.
I think he wants to stay. From what I have seen, the man wants to stay. Let him stay.
They're coming up. He might take one more year. Oh yeah,
they'd have to take a pay cut because we keep paying him.
Oh yeah. For one touchdown a year, you need a pay cut, man. It's like it's cool. It's nice.
It's like that Kobe Bryant contract where you're just getting paid for what you did, not what you what you do.
I'm not having that anymore in Arizona. I
love him, but no more. So Troy made it just in time. What would have to happen for Tua?
Oh, what up, Troy?
Troy. So what would actually have to happen for Tua to make that leap, to be able to be draftable in your mind? Like if they spend a bunch of picks on offensive linemen, if they draft maybe Devonta Smith or something along those lines, maybe if they sign Wayne Gallman, is any case scenario.
Okay, Aaron.
Scenario that Tua could be draftable, or is he off the radar for you completely?
I can't think of a scenario. Go ahead, Steph. Go ahead.
No, I don't know. Please. I was going to say I won't go on a 90-foot pole. I'm not touching Tua at all.
Oh,
yeah. Even if Smith goes there, if Jamar goes, I've seen what certain systems and certain quarterbacks, you surround them with elite talent, they don't turn into fantasy quarterbacks. I think Baker Mayfield is a good quarterback. He's not a fantasy quarterback, and that's fine because our game is not the NFL. Our game is fantasy football, and we need to play the game within the rules and the context of that we have created. It doesn't mean Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback, and he's not usually often an elite level fantasy quarterback. Meanwhile, he's supporting Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson as two top 15 guys, and no one wanted to play Kirk Cousins as a fantasy quarterback. So even with Parker, Gesicki on another year, and you bring in one of the high level guys, give him Rondale Moore or something, no, I still won't be interested in Tua.
I can see that happening. It's going to take an extreme situation for me, for them to have to bring in somebody that's great with yards after the catch. Maybe a Chris Godwin type character. But honestly, I think that Lynn Bowden, they're happy with him, and they're going to stick with him in there. So let's go ahead and hop over to tight ends.
Oh, yeah, everyone's favorite.
Dude, I love tight ends, right? I don't care. I love talking tight ends. I could talk tight ends for days.
So what is there to talk about?
Except for 2020. 2020 tight ends were bad. The first tight end, or I'm sorry, I believe it was actually the second tight end.
Always bad. And every year we think they're going to be good, and they're not.
Oh, man. Hawkins is making his way. But no, you're right.
No, I'm fine. I'm good.
What about Pitts, man? What about Pitts this year?
He's a rookie. He's a rookie, man. It doesn't matter.
Jeremy Shockey's upside numbers still weren't up there.
Right. And, I mean, Ingram, can we talk about Evan Ingram while Steph is not on the show? 'Cause I like Evan Ingram. I will like him forever. Oh no, she's coming back.
Oh man.
But Kyle Pitts, he'll be a rookie. He's very interesting of the way that he could be used, and maybe he ends up on a perfect team. I don't know, but Dynasty, of course, I'm very interested. I'll draft him with a second half, first round rookie pick, but I'm not going to draft him in my redraft leagues. I've inflicted too many self wounds by drafting those types of tight ends that I've learned my lesson.
It's interesting looking forward, with these tight ends.
No, you missed my Evan Ingram support.
Oh, jeez.
That's like the one person she doesn't like over there, that and Golden Tate.
I don't like him. I just think if you're going to keep Jason Garrett, what is his amnesia that it's Witten going to go away all of a sudden? No, I mean, there's really nothing that's going to happen except maybe they keep targets and he improves his catch rate or finds his hands wherever he placed them.
I'm telling you, it's him and Eric Ebron and Kellen Winslow Jr. that were competing for, the most drops for a tight end ever in NFL history. They're going for that record. They're going for it.
That's fair.
I like the rookies, though. I do. I will say that. I like the tight ends that are coming in. I think that I think people are over tight ends because we all got completely just like annihilated by them this year. Everyone put so much hope in some of these guys and they just burned us all. If you didn't have, even Kittle, he got hurt. I remember I was like, this time I'm going to take Kittle first round, second round, somewhere early. And then third week, I'm like, I'm not getting burned by a tight end again. Took him third week, then he got hurt. I was like, I'm done. I'm over. I think I'll just
a false hope from Jonnu Smith. Now, sitting there and looking at it, this tight end, the first tight end selected was 43rd overall, which is Cole Kmet. That's the second latest we've seen a tight end drafted since the Bills took Lonnie Johnson in 1994. So we already knew this was a bad class coming in. But Fantasy Intervention, the Cole Kmet Club is real.
Oh, no.
It is so real. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, they have a club. They have the Cole Kmet Club. They added Cole Kmet to the club.
They're going to be the saddest club ever at the end of the year.
So they are very supportive of Cole Kmet. Sitting there looking at his season, it wasn't a great season overall. He only had 2 games with double-digit points, and one of those games was right at 10 points. So sitting there looking at it, Cole Kmet, Harrison Bryant, Adam Troutman, they all flashed. But are they somebody that you could actually be investing in? Like, or is any of these guys? Especially with Kyle Pitts coming in, Pat Freiermuth coming in, Brevin Jordan, they're all entering the NFL, and they could be in a better spot than the tight ends we saw from this past year. So, are any of these second-year guys worth investing in? Mike, we'll start with you.
Redraft, I would say probably not. Cole Kmet would probably be the most interesting, and then I really like Adam Troutman. I liked his tape. I liked the landing spot in terms of I knew that Troutman would be nothing for an entire year because Jared Cook was there. But it's hard to see Jared Cook being a New Orleans Saint in 2021. And process of elimination, Adam Troutman will be the starting guy. But is it Jameis throwing the ball? Is it Taysom? I don't know. Those are questions that I have no idea about. But Cole Kmet seems the most lined up for opportunity, but I've heard the whispers from the bushes that Jimmy Graham might just be right back there on the Chicago Bears. I totally get that the snaps changed. Cole Kmet was the starter, but Jimmy Graham was still getting the high leverage targets. He was still the one that they would throw the ball to in the end zone, and you do not want any part of a tight end platoon. Like, tight ends suck bad enough. Don't give me a second-year tight end who's platooning with a grandfather out there who still can somewhat get it done. So I would Adam Troutman is interesting, and Harrison Bryant was actually my. I like Troutman more. Harrison Bryant was like my second favorite tight end when I was doing all the scouting, but he's more like Dallas Goedert right now, where you're just hold on, hang on, leave him on your dynasty bench. We'll see. We'll see if the Browns really want to keep paying Austin Hooper all that money. I doubt they want to keep doing that for a stretch of time. They might this year, but after this year, I would imagine that Harrison Bryant will be the guy. But until that happens, he's nothing for you except for a dynasty bench player.
Steph, what about you? Are you sitting there looking at any one of these tight ends? Like, are you investing in them heavily? I mean, I've seen people that have the tight end position as high as 6 for Cole Kmet, which is crazy to me.
Yeah,
What?
I think.
What?
I think.
Who are you hanging out with?
I'm telling you, this club is real. This club exists.
I have a really, really nice therapist. Her name's Denise, and I would love to give you guys that's seriously unstable. So Cole Kmet will never be a tight end 6. That's crazy. So we'll ignore that comment completely. I think that I have said this on a couple of shows, and it's really, I have 3 tight ends over here, and it's Waller, Kelsey, and Kittle, and then you kind of trickle over here, and I find Hawkinson and Troutman, and then the rest of them, I'm not interested. I'm looking. I think the rookies there's potential there. I think if someone will just give Trey McKitty a chance, this guy's going to be a stud. I promise. I promise. I watched this film all night long. I barely slept because I think he's a really good player. I think he kind of got the short stick, but his Senior Bowl performance was great. If you watch his film from his more recent film, it's really, I think he has the potential to be a breakout. He's someone that I'm definitely grabbing very late and just stashing away for a rainy day, because if he is someone that ends up doing fantastic, it's going to be a steal.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't see him going early enough in the draft to make an impact. He could be a developmental player, but like you said, he's increased significantly, throughout his college campaign. He could be somebody that really sticks out later on.
I don't know. The Giants are interested in him, apparently. So it could get interesting where Ingram is just dropping the ball and they're like, we got to pull McKitty. You're in, man. So.
Oh, man. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at these tight ends. I like Adam Troutman. He's big on my list. He always has been. His agility is absolutely insane. That's something that I guess the New Orleans Saints love to utilize, the guys that can get it open in the short field. And so if we're sitting there looking at Michael Thomas, Traquan Smith, and Adam Troutman, plus Alvin Kamara, obviously, as the main pass catchers, I could see him actually getting some opportunities, especially in the red zone. So
sure,
it sounded like you created your own fan club, right, for Harrison Bryant to an extent, or Adam Troutman. I mean, is there another rookie tight end that you're on board with that nobody else really wants to, that you want to create a fan club for?
Oh man,
stop doing fan clubs. You're gonna get your heart broken. Okay, you don't fan club.
Yeah, I've been known to run some fan clubs.
We all fan club. We all fan club. Come on.
I know.
We're fan clubbing about what's his name, Trey McKitty.
Yeah. Well, it's not a fan club. It's just I'm right.
All right. My most disgusting fan club, which I am still a card carrying member of, it is Devin Ozzy. Number 1, his name is incredible. It's very fun to say. You throw in the Ozzy, oi, oi. It's an absolute good time. I mean, if you want to get statistical, he caught 100% of the touchdowns from the New England Patriots last year. Granted, it was 1. That's all it took to get 100% of them. But 3rd-round pick, I still, despite what happened this year, and which has created a rift in the Bill Belichick versus the Tom Brady camp, I still believe in Bill Belichick in the long run. He took Ozzy in the 3rd. I know that he took Keen as well, but Ozzy's the more of the pass catching guy. And he had a weird year. There was stuff off the field. There was injuries. It was very bizarre. I don't even know if we have a real picture of what happened with Ozzy. But he's fun.
Yeah, I like it.
It's fun. But he's interesting too. Like his tape was fine. His college production was whatever. Nothing super special. But 3rd-round draft capital, 2nd round as a tight end. No pass catchers to be seen on the Patriots right now. So he's sort of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I actually felt the same way about Dalton Keene up until I started really grinding in the film. After the Patriots acquired him.
And then you went over to Ozzy.
I went over to Ozzy. And the thing is I still liked the way that they utilize Dalton Keene. I think they can actually both be relevant. But I liked the Ozzy game film a lot more than I liked the Dalton Keene game film. It was more.
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi.
It's like Marco Polo. You could play a game with Ozzy, oi, oi.
Oh man,
it's actually a very Australian chant.
Is it?
Yes.
We have an Australian team member. His name is Brad from down under.
Well, you should ask Brad about chanting Ozzy, oi, oi, oi.
What did he teach us? Wankstain or something? That's the only thing he taught us.
I think it's.
Oi.
I could just be making this all up right now. I have no idea.
Me too.
I feel like there's a chance. I'm sitting here. I'm befuddled because I'm trying to think of it because it sounds right.
Ozzy, oi, oi. It's a thing, man. I don't know. Google it.
I'll take it. All right. So you guys play a game over there at the Spitballers, right? Oh wait, yeah.
We play many games.
Yes, you do. It's all games. That's all you guys do is play games over there. And I'm so jealous because you guys make a living playing games and talking football. It's ridiculous, and I love it.
Look, someone had to take the job, and I was first in line, I guess.
I love the would you rather your kid, you find out that it wasn't your kid, but what was that one where it's like you
Yep.
Sure, yeah, just the hospital, the case of the hospital mix-up. Like,
but you find out that it's like LeBron, and you just...
That was my whole thought process 100% of the way through, but it wasn't just professional athletes. Like it was also like Bill Gates or, somebody way smarter than I.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're my kid at that point. I'll probably take both, but one kid's going to feel really dumb. All right.
Kids aren't a thing, so.
So I was sitting there, I was listening to one of y'all's episodes, this was probably over a year ago, and you were talking about how, you walked into your kids or something like that playing Would You Rather, but the questions weren't right. Like the questions were like really off or something like that, like really messed up questions that it shouldn't be for kids.
Vague, yeah. I have a vague memory of it. Like,
yeah, I know you guys do a ton of shows.
I record a lot of shows.
It's all
No,
it's all the
sitting there.
dragons, the skies, cores and dragons. All day.
Yeah, the dragons. No, do not put the chorus line on me. I was speaking for someone else. Brian.
You look like an IPA guy. I don't know. I'm making it up. No, I don't know. I only drink White Claws. I don't know anything else. It could. I don't even know if it's
no loss. There's no loss. We drink what's like 2 carbs.
It's awesome.
I lived a keto life for like 2 years, so trust me, I know all about the vodka sodas.
Yeah. What's your favorite flavor?
Of Claw?
Oh god.
The lemon lime.
Okay, that's fair. You can. Okay, fine. It's not the
As long
best.
as you said mango.
It's an okay.
Mango's growing on me. Mango's growing on me.
A chilled black cherry.
I have finally come around to the black cherry. They were destined for the garbage when I first was introduced to the White Claw, but like because I'm not a sweet person. I much prefer sour.
Yeah.
So cherries are by far the sweetest of the bunch.
Yeah, for sure.
I couldn't agree with you more. But anyway, so I had this book, right? So we had Jason on.
Okay.
To sit there and play this game. Oh, dude, he was a blast, man. But there was one where he just, oh man, he took a dump on me.
Hold on.
He bodied me. He bodied me.
Oh, he'll do that from time to time. But we got BGF Sports here. Black Cherry is king. Watermelon is second. Watermelon is dead last.
Listen, nothing should be flavored watermelon. I don't know.
Put watermelon in the dumpster.
I haven't had the watermelon yet.
Don't. You'll never get it out of your taste buds. It's terrible.
The mouthfeel just isn't right.
It's like the people that drink watermelon claws, they also think that Komet is going to be a tight end 6. That's the type of that's you guys have a brand. It's a whole Komet brand. I don't know. Weird.
Oh, I can't with you guys. So sitting there looking at it, like I was like, man, this game was fun. Like we played it with Jason, it was a blast. I was like, I want to play another game that you guys play in the Spitballers because I played with, I played myself when you guys were talking at home.
All right.
I like to sit there and have my I guess self-conversation because you guys can't hear me, but my input essentially. So.
Oh, we can hear you. Just keep talking.
You look horrible, but yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm lagging like hell. All right, so sitting there, I wanted to do the liar segment, right? Where Borland comes up with 2 truths and a lie.
Sure. And
you have to guess which one is the truth. And you guys still have one, right?
Correct. We have not swept it. It is very difficult.
It is. I haven't swept it myself. But I think I did figure out where he got his questions from. I'm just not going to tell you. Anyways.
Oh, there's a source?
There's a few that I've came across that I'm like, okay. Like there's at least 10, 15 of these questions that have been on there over time. Mm-hmm. But
we'll talk in DMs a little bit later.
I'm not helping you cheat, man. I'm not Jason over there cheating on the side. All right, so you're not cheating, you're not winning, right? But no. So I want to give you guys, one example that I put on the show sheet for you guys, so y'all could look at it. Hopefully, you didn't cheat too much, but it is fantasy football related, so I wanted to make it a little bit more difficult, in these terms. This one's going to be easy, okay? So the first one is Burrow had more games with 0 passing touchdowns than he had with 3. Burrow.
Okay.
Burrow was on track to break Andrew Luck's rookie passing attempt record if he played all 16 games.
That one sounds right.
Yeah.
Burrow had the highest completion percentage for a rookie since Dak Prescott.
I think. I think the last one's a lie, kind of. I don't know. The first one kind of sounds.
I know he threw the ball a bunch because we just talked about him, and he was averaging like 40 attempts a game or something, just absolutely asinine. 0 or 3 touchdowns?
Yep, 0 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns. He had more games with 0 touchdowns than he did 3 touchdowns.
I feel like that it's easier. It's harder to throw 3 touchdowns than it is harder to throw 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, especially with that.
Take that, sports. I've been roasted. I'm going to go with the completion percentage one is the lie.
That's what he said.
Oh, all right. We're team here.
That's correct. He was beat out by Herbert. So
there you go. There you go. Okay. I see what we're doing over here.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was totally getting tricky with that one. Borland just plays by the rules and comes up with stuff out of left field.
So if it was tricky, we would have got it wrong.
All right. On to the next one. We've got Jalen Hurts and Jake Luton threw for more interceptions combined than Tua and Burrow.
So
Burrow had more 400-yard passing games than Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Tua had less incompletions than any other rookie who threw at least 200 passing attempts.
Well, because he barely throws the ball.
Yeah, this is more like a.
That's so rigged.
Can you please take this? Except for when they are throwing the fade, because then it's like he just throws it into the stands. Okay, so all right, let's work through. You're gonna have to go back to the top. Yeah, give me.
First one was
absolutely.
One
Jalen Hurts and Jake Luton.
Okay.
Threw for more interceptions combined than Tua and Burrow threw combined.
How is that possible?
Because it would be possible because Hurts definitely threw a bunch of interceptions, if I'm remembering right. Luton didn't really play. Tua had training wheels on, and Burrow didn't play a full season.
Okay. Neither did Hurts. Played 4 games, right?
Right, and I think he's managed to throw a lot of interceptions in those 4 games.
The second one was Joe Burrow had more 400-yard passing games than Justin Herbert.
That one is definitely possible because a 400-yard game is absolutely ridiculous.
And he stopped play. He also, I think that has to be true.
Because it could be 1, and Herbert never threw for 400 yards,
right?
Because that's a lot of passing yards.
And he didn't have those options really. It's just kind of Herbert like making things happen. So, okay, so I feel like that has to be true.
Wait, how come when the intervention screen goes away, why is it a Smalls logo?
I know. I just found that out yesterday when I was on the live show.
Don't you have a logo? Come on, man.
I don't know how it ended up on mine.
Why are you so obsessed with me? Change your logo.
Stuff, I swear.
What the hell? Weirdo. That's the question. So true that the middle one's true, right?
Okay, so we're gonna go with that one. Yeah, I feel like that one's easy true.
What's the last one again? Sorry. Things are getting a little weird now.
The last one was Tua had less incompletions than any other rookie through at least 200 passing attempts.
So the rookies were. That's probably true. It's not really hard to do that. There was a lot of interceptions.
Are you counting handoffs from Tua?
That's pretty much what they were.
I'll say no. I'm gonna. Whatever. Let's just keep hating on Tua. I'm gonna go with that one. Dude, Tua's sucking.
Yeah, I'm with Tua sucking. But
Wait. Which one was that? Because we had the Tua had less incompletions.
The last one. The last one is the lie.
Tua is not good.
Nope. That was true.
The first one. It's the first one's false.
It was Hurts and Luton
Knew it.
threw for the same amount of interceptions as Tua and Burrow. Hurts threw 6, or Luton threw 6, and then the other one threw 4. Meanwhile, Tua and Burrow both threw 5. All right.
I see. That's how we're
Tua
playing
still
the game.
stinks. That's the point.
Dude, you guys, this is what you study, okay? This is what you study. You know this stuff. I can't go easy on you.
I don't study this stuff.
We gotta get tricky.
I didn't even know there was a question. I asked you 10 minutes before if you have.
All right. Joe Burrow had the
even know
least
what
amount
day
of
it is.
passing touchdowns in his collegiate career for a quarterback that was selected in the top 10 of 2020.
Wait, what?
Joe Burrow had the least amount of passing touchdowns in his collegiate career for a quarterback selected in the top 10 of 2020. So Tua and Herbert, essentially. He had less touchdowns, passing
False.
touchdowns in his collegiate career.
That's false. That one's easy false.
That makes
Hold
sense.
up, we still got the other ones. We got
Yeah,
Jalen
except
Hurts.
Herbert threw like 50 touchdowns. Burrow was like a 50 touchdown guy.
And Tua stinks.
Yeah, and people didn't like Herbert because he had no production.
Jalen Hurts
We beat your game.
had the fastest 40 time at the combine for quarterbacks in 2020.
Maybe.
There were only 4 quarterbacks drafted who weighed in heavier at the combine since Logan Thomas in 2014 than Justin Herbert.
What? There is a lot of my uncle's cousins, ex-wives, former roommates.
So
nephew.
Justin Herbert is let's say Justin Herbert's the fifth heaviest quarterback.
That guys can answer these questions because listen, you just said in 1972 the third quarterback was
2014.
I just heard. I have no idea what you said.
My
Herbert is the
contribution
heaviest
to
quarterback.
this is that Logan Thomas that's a thick dude. He is a big man.
Okay.
He was an Arizona Cardinal. We thought he was going to be a quarterback.
Mhm.
We were incorrect. Herbert's a bigger guy. I think he's bigger than Burrow. But so I'm trying to say that Herbert is bigger than Logan. What am I doing?
He's the 5th heaviest quarterback drafted since
The
Logan
fifth
Thomas.
heaviest? No one studied.
Oh, this is a
You
fun
guys
fact.
do wait.
This is a fun fact.
Just use my cheat code for rookies. All you do is 165 and you just drop it down the column, and then everyone's happy. That's it. That's all you talk about, anyways. I have no idea to answer that. I don't know. Guys, I have no idea.
This was the toughest question I had. This was a toughest
Because it's
toughest segment.
nonsensical.
What was the first question even?
Okay, the first question was, or the first statement was, Joe Burrow had the least amount of passing touchdowns in his collegiate career for the quarterbacks who were drafted in the top 10 of
That's
2020.
wrong. That's wrong. We already said that was wrong.
Yeah,
Why would you do that?
I'm locking that one out.
Yeah.
And you guys would both be wrong.
Okay.
Herbert, because he played 4 full seasons, had 95.
Oh, okay. We're going over the career.
Collegiate career. 86 for Tua and 78 for Burrow.
Okay, I didn't realize it was. I wasn't thinking of career. I was thinking of final season.
Well, you lost me at throwing, so I don't know what the question was.
All right,
That
I got one last one for you
another
guys.
one. Oh, yes,
Last one,
please.
just
You
last
are
one.
so
I wanted
lucky
a bonus
to be
one.
sober right now. This is like really. If I knew, I would have been like at least a little tipsy. Jeez. Okay.
Last one, just as a bonus one. I wanted to do a tight end one, just so we didn't let the Cole Kmet fan club down. So
They let themselves down.
Cole Kmet led the rookies in points per game for tight ends who played at least 12 in 2020.
Probably.
That's not really
Again,
hard.
don't draft a rookie tight end. You're just setting yourself up for sadness.
Yeah.
All right. This was the first year since 2012 where 3 rookie tight ends had over 20 receptions.
Okay.
And then rookie tight ends had less receiving touchdowns than the rookie running backs.
Yeah, obviously. Wait, what? The rookie tight ends had less receptions than the running backs?
Touchdown receptions.
Yeah, that's the rookies. Who I don't even know what. Yeah, I feel like that has to be true. So
Rookie tight ends versus rookie running back receiving touchdowns are very low.
that's true.
I mean, like if a guy has 4 receiving touchdowns, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah,
that's a big season.
right. Being ahead of myself here.
I'm going to go that one is true.
Yeah.
I will go number. I don't remember. Here's the thing.
middle question again?
Yeah, I remember the last one, which I'm saying is true. I don't remember the first 2, but I'm still going to lock in that number 2 is the lie.
Cole
I don't
Kmet,
remember the statements, but I'm locking it in.
If we're following the trend.
first 2, Cole Kmet led the rookies in points per game for tight ends who played at least 12.
That's true. So number 2 is false by process of elimination, and always pick number 2. I thought it was going to be C, but I lost it there. Is it 2? We're right. We're totally
It's all
right.
the same.
If we're wrong, are we right?
No, I just realized I messed up the question. So it was actually 1 and 2. I put another one down here, and I meant to make a different category.
All right, wrap the show up. Outro. I've had enough.
Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. That was supposed to be a different category.
All right, I'm done.
It's so funny. All right, Mike, this was amazing having you on between my computer issues and then the end of the show sheet. Absolutely insane, and I loved it. Mike, thanks for coming on, man. Can you let everybody know where to find you? You know what you got going on? You know, your Dungeons & Dragons thing, all that sorts of fun stuff.
TheFantasyFootballers.com. That is the hub for anything fantasy footballers related. You can find the shows. Everything is there. And then if you want to follow my Dungeons,
I'm going to follow for fun, and you're going to end up blocking me, I bet. But I'm going to follow.
Well, we've actually blocked every person who's followed the account. That's really the strategy of growth.
I was really looking forward to learning about the dragons. Now that I know the Twitch, I would love to get to know the dragons.
Well, you would have the dungeons and the dragons.
Oh, right.
But then you sound like Starfire.
Right. I'm working on the dungeon part.
There you go. Well, that's the best place to start.
In the dungeon.
But yeah, thefantasyfootballers.com. That's where all of our stuff is.
Absolutely love it. Steph, where can we find you?
At Stephie Smalls with 3 L's. That's it. Same stuff. Every day. Different day. I don't even know what day it is. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? Thursday?
It's one of them.
Oh, man.
The day.
Yeah, I'm pulling Juan over here. If you guys part of the circle, you guys know what that is, of course. But now you guys can go check us out at @joinourcircle_. Once again, that's join our
no
circle.
idea what a one is.
It's the computer lagging about 10 seconds behind where you're supposed to be. So
That's cool.
Lots of fun. Now, if you guys can go check us out at @joinourcircle_. Once again, that's joinourcircle_. We appreciate you guys for coming in. Make sure you guys go check out our shop over there, fantasyintervention.com. Go get some gear.
Was that a Cardinal helmet?
Yeah, it's actually from this guy, Larry Monkey, who decided to autograph it when he was drunk. And yeah, I can't even show the picture on this right now. So it was, I won it. I won it in a little action.
Funny, I've been to the Cardinal Stadium more than I've been to MetLife. Please don't tell any Giants fans that. I'll get tormented.
Look, oh crap, what is it? I was going to call it the University of Phoenix. I don't even know what it is anymore.
I don't know.
The Arizona Stadium is,
it's
a tremendous stadium.
Yeah, of course I've been there more than MetLife. Do you know what MetLife is? It's a swamp. It's just a dump. It's a dumping ground for lunatics, and it's just trash. It's so bad. But Arizona, the stadium is so beautiful there. It's crazy.
It's very.
I can't even go without a screen because Stephie Smalls logo is up on my screen.
Yeah, it's called branding and marketing. Maybe you should try it.
Oh man. Well, listen, we appreciate you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you for letting us intervene with your fantasy football life. We're out.